Shannon, let's talk about this 46-minute recorded video. In the television business, we call this paid TV. It's not news. It's not part of a newscast. It's not part of coverage. So you pay for the time. And sadly, in this case, it was on the taxpayer facilities with a taxpayer backdrop, the People's House, the White House, the President of the United States. What went into this?
Right. And as you noted earlier, this was not one of those instances. And I know it might seem like a bit of minutia to people watching this at home, but this wasn't one of those instances where the president makes an address to the news media, where you bring a small group of reporters in with television cameras and he makes an address to reporters, and then reporters sometimes presumably would have a chance to ask questions afterwards. This was taped by the White House Communications Office. It was posted on the White House Facebook page and Twitter account. So this was not anything that the news media was involved. So it was essentially an infomercial, and really one of the president's last attempts to try and get his perceived messaging out there. No one is, even his allies at this point, really amplifying this message he is trying to get out there about widespread voter fraud. You're not hearing it from his Senate allies, his House allies, even the vice president. While he still maintains he is behind the president, wants every legal vote counted, and is sticking with the company line, is not out there charging this fight. So really what the president has left is his social media accounts. So that's what he is doing today with, as you mentioned, this 46-minute video, which was basically a reading of his Twitter feed from the past 3 weeks. There was no new information in it, no new announcements, no new evidence. It was continuing the same lines he had before, including this chart that you held up where he appears to be baffled when, I'm presuming those are the votes from a heavily Democratic area like Milwaukee County, or a large batch of mail-in votes came in, and supposedly no one has informed him yet that we get these large dumps from heavily Democratic areas that can change the results of the election as votes are rolling in. So that's really, we're kind of seeing this tail end last gasp of him trying to make this argument about voter fraud.